Hello and welcome to the very first Call of Duty class creation video on this channel. The very first gun we're going to do is the M13, but before we get into the M13, let's go over the full class before we jump into the star attraction. So secondary is the Akimbo M19's perks are double time, ghost, and amped with specialist equipped, so we also can earn EOD, quick fix, and battle hardened in that order. Our lethal is a semtex, and our tactical is a stim for those situations where we need to refill our tactical sprint or we need to heal up very quickly in a panic. Now, the star attraction, the M13 itself, we have 3 different blueprints that I've pre-made for this video to suit 3 different playstyles. Now, the title is not misleading. This is the only M13 you will need. You just have to pick the right one for your playstyle. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go through all 3 of these amazing M13 classes that cover all different playstyles, and then you pick the one that suits your playstyle, and that is the only M13 you will ever need, assuming you keep the same playstyle. If you want to change up your playstyle, maybe change up your M13 build to one of the other 2. But without further ado, let's get into the first one. So this is my Honey Badger M13. So for this particular M13 class setup, we're going with the mono suppressor, the Merc foregrip, stippled grip tape, sleight of hand, and no stock. Now, if you know Call of Duty, then all you need to know is that's the attachment setup and you're good to go. However, if you don't know what these attachments do, let me quickly go over what they do. So, no stock. What this does is increase your movement speed and aim down sight speed quite significantly at the cost of aiming stability and recoil control. So this makes your gun a little bit harder to handle the recoil on for the benefit of faster movement speed and faster aim down sight speed. Sleight of hand, this makes it so you can reload quicker, which is very handy and can always come in useful. Stippled grip tape offers you a further increase to your aim down sight speed and also your sprint to fire speed. So if you're sprinting around, you can, which you will be doing with this setup. If this is your playstyle, then you pick this build. You need that sprint to fire speed. So in a quick situation where you go around the corner and there's someone right there, you can pull out your gun from the sprint faster, allowing you to shoot first before the opposition. The Merc foregrip, what this one does is it gives you recoil control to help battle the no stock attachment, and it also gives you hip fire accuracy for when you're in a panic and just need to spray from the hip if someone's right on top of you. And then the mono suppressor is here for sound suppression, damage range, and the hidden pro of bullet velocity. All around, this is for a fantastic M13 class for sprinting around the map secretly with your suppressor, running into the enemy spawn and attacking them from behind before they even know what's hit them. The next build is what I consider my go-to all-around fantastic M13 class. If I don't know what I'm going to be doing, I rock this M13 because it's just all around a very fantastic version of the weapon that can beam people across the map. It's good up close, all around just very flexible. So once again, we're rocking the monolithic suppressor. We are running the commando foregrip, stippled grip tape, a GI mini reflex or an optic of your choice, but this is my optic of my choice, and the FSS close quarters stock. So what this does is this increases your aim down sight speed, not as much as no stock, but it doesn't give you the recoil control loss as a con, so it's very good for keeping that recoil control nice and high. Stippled grip tape, you know what this does, aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed. The optic is here so I can see people more clearly across the map. I really like the GI mini reflex and I've unlocked the blue dot sight for it, which is the dot I recommend. Obviously it's just a cosmetic change from the blue dot, but from the red dot rather, but I like the blue dot, and since I've unlocked it, why not throw it on if I'm using an optic that can get it. The commando foregrip I'm using over the Merc foregrip for this build because it doesn't reduce your aim down sight speed like the Merc foregrip does, so I think it benefits more from that as it doesn't need the more strict recoil control as the Honey Badger M13 did because that had no stock, whereas this gives you a little bit more control, in fact in my opinion a good amount of control, and it gives you some aiming stability as well, which we lose from the close quarter stock and stippled grip just for the con of a little bit of a movement speed loss, which isn't a big deal because we're not going to be sprinting around the map with this particular one. This is where we set up beam people from a little bit of a range. And then the monolithic suppressor to keep us nice and hidden off the compass. The damage range increase is very nice, and the bullet velocity increase is actually very, very nice, and it makes the gun just feel like it absolutely beams people from across pretty much any multiplayer map. Very, very good build. If you don't feel like you need an optic at all, I would recommend putting on the 50 round mag or the 60 round mag, whatever your particular preference is. I normally go for the 60 round mag because I feel like if I'm putting on additional ammo, I may as well put on the most, unless it's a 100 round mag, which in that case don't do it because that will reduce your movement speed way too much. But if you don't want the 50 or 60, if you don't want the aim down sight and movement speed con, you can just put on sleight of hand, and that will effectively help your ammo retention capabilities as well, because you can reload a good amount quicker than just having, you know, more in the mag. I prefer personally running just a bit more in the mag if I take off my optic, but again, that is your personal preference if you want an optic like I do, or if you want more ammunition, or if you want to reload your gun faster with only 30 in the mag. Now the final version of the M13 that I like using is the Relentless. This is a fantastic, and I mean fantastic, version of this gun. If you're comfortable not running an optic, this is an amazing class setup if you don't want your AR to be suppressed, meaning you know, not on the compass when you fire your weapon. No stock really helps you get around the map very, very quickly, and it increases your aim down sight speed. Stippled grip tape does that even more, and it allows you to pull up your gun faster when sprinting, which is very, very handy. The 60 round mag, so you can get behind the entire team if you're playing respawn enabled multiplayer modes, or if you're playing search. You can take out multiple opponents without needing to hit every single bullet. And with the high fire rate of the M13, having that larger mag is very, very handy. The commando foregrip is here because it doesn't increase our aim down sight time, and it keeps our gun nice and accurate at the cost of a little bit of movement speed, but the no stock makes up for that loss and a bit more, which is fantastic. I did say earlier that I would pick the Merc over the Commando when running no stock, and that's true, I normally would, but because we're not running a suppressor, it means we can run the Compensator, meaning we only have to take the Commando and only get a tiny little increase to our aim down sight speed than a huge one with the Merc foregrip. And the Compensator really helps out with the recoil control, turning this incredibly fast gun where you can move around the gun incredibly fast, incredibly accurate as well, with the huge increase to your recoil control, or should I say huge reduction increase? I don't know. You can control the gun a lot better with this build whilst maintaining your speed and 60 bullets in your mag, which is incredible. If you want an optic, I would recommend taking off the 60 round mag and putting it 30. I wouldn't change anything else for this particular build. Personally, I love it like this without the optic, because with this particular version you're running directly into the enemies, you're going around them, you're running around, you're not really going to be at range when taking on the enemies with this particular build. So if your playstyle is running around the map very, very fast, getting behind enemies, surprising them when they don't think you're going to be, this is the build for that. And with that said, those are the 3 M13 class setups that you will only ever need. Just pick the one that suits your playstyle and run with it. You will have an absolute blast. These guns are insane. Tested them all out myself in multiplayer, in search and destroy, in, you know, domination, all the different multiplayer modes. These are absolutely the best of the best setups you can run on your M13 class. And with that, I say goodbye.